What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new Fortnite video with me, Broccoli. Today we're going to be looking back from the past of Elemental Royale and pretty much just looking at the pre-chapter and chapter 2, just taking a trip down memory lane and pretty much just seeing how far we've gotten and pretty much just talking a lot about how bad the pre-chapter was. So yeah, so we're gonna start with the pre-chapter. So if some of you don't know, I have said this a couple of times, but I'm just gonna say again. The pre-chapter is pretty much chapter 0. I call it that because I scrapped the chapter because I feel like the map was really bad, and I'm glad I actually chose it to be chapter 0 because it's really bad. And as you can see, I named it Fortnite Battle Royale. I didn't actually name it Elemental Royale yet until chapter 2, so we're gonna look at chapter 0 and see how bad I was with this. I'm telling you, it's really bad. Okay, so here it is, chapter 0. And yeah, you can already see how bad this is. It's a wide area, and there were some pretty good places, but it was pretty bad. So we're just gonna start with Hollow Highs. Um, yeah, but well, actually, hold up. This is the island when I scrapped it. Like, I thought the storyline was a good, and like the map was just really bad, and I'm glad I said that to myself. And so, so this is where we left off when we scrapped it, and so yeah. So we have Hollow Highs. It's pretty much just a Kevin Island that you can go up to with vents, and then there's these like little scratch little light things here. It was part of the storyline, and I actually forgot what the chapter 0 storyline was. So, yeah, as you can see, you can go up onto the island, and there are hop rocks up here, so that way you don't fall down. And yeah, you also have this little building that has 2 chests in it, and yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, this is definitely the worst map I've made. I mean, I don't think it's a bad POI. It's stupid that it's on a Kevin Island and that you have to use these vents to get up there. Um, probably should have just put the vents all around, and yeah, this was bad, just very bad. I do like the building, but overall, this whole place was bad. So now we go on to Crazy County, which is Tilted Towers. Pretty much. It's pretty much just Tilted Towers. So you have all the Tilted Tower buildings. These are all prefabs. And as you can see, there's fog around, but that's because I was having a Halloween update. And so yeah, this is really bad. The only good part I'd probably say about this whole thing is this building, I guess. It's pretty much the Durburger or something that I was wanting to make, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty much like if you go up here, this is the outer layer of it, and this doesn't even look like a building. It looks like just a big square. So when you go in here, it's all just plain. There's barely any chests. I mean, there's some on the top floor, and here's the top floor. I wouldn't say this building is too bad. This is handmade. So here we're going around, up here. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. I wouldn't say this building is bad, though. It definitely could have been way better. This is the kitchen. And I was so focused on this kitchen because these kitchen tools, they cost like a memory. It costs like so much memory, and I don't know why. Like, it's not as much as like the cars and the fish. It's just like, it takes up like 1,000 memory, and it's dumb. Um, and so yeah, this was Crazy County, and so in chapter 3 we have Chaotic County, so yep, this is Tilted Towers, and pretty bad. And here we have Peaceful Park, Pleasant Park. This is really bad. I keep saying this about everything, but I mean it. It is really horrible. It is so ugly. So, pretty much the roads and stuff are handmade, not the houses, not any of the, not the gas station even. We didn't have cars yet, so I had to put in golf carts. And the road, if you look at it, the terrain wasn't flat enough in this area, so I had to put walls onto this. And so now the road is pretty much just in the air, being held up by bathroom walls. That is uncreativity. I should have like put in some slopes or something to make it better, but I don't know. The good thing I will say about this island though is that I did used to have messages that would pop up as soon as a round started. Like, hold up. Uh, yeah, so first it said this battle royale map is made by me. And here's another one. Location, hold up, what did this say? New season means new locations and items. Hope you enjoy. And what does it say? Welcome to season 4. Happy Halloween. Yeah, so I guess this was season 4. Yeah, so now I know that we've only went through 4 seasons of this. I don't know where I was going. I know season 3 last time before it was Jelly Jungle. Like everything was being taken over by jellies, I guess. And like it was there was big massive palm trees everywhere and it was bushes, but like it was uncreative. It was so bad. And it was just really really bad. Um yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about Peaceful Park. Horrible. And yeah, this one isn't terrible. It's pretty much Dusty Depot, but it also has like a custom diner and what's left of jellies from season 3. Um, so yeah, this is pretty much what was happening in season 3. All this was really big. It spread it all across this area here. And yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I do like this area though. It just feels really clean. It's not too bad. Dusty Depot, obviously, it's bad. But you do have these rifts as I was progressing through the storyline. For some reason, you can't go in that one. I think there was one in here. No. But you also have this diner, which is probably the best part. Because, I mean, I tried to copy it from the original Dusty Island, or the Dusty Diner. So here's the massive kitchen again. Yeah, so there it is. And there's the kitchen. So, and then you go up here, and this is like the storage facility. Like in the diner, there was always like a little storage place, and it had all this stuff on top of it. I don't remember what it was. I mean, it's okay. Dusty Diner, right here, and it's even has the name Dusty Diner. So really horrible. So this is probably my favorite ones and the most iconic, and we have had it for chapter 2, and I think chapter 3. I do not know. I don't, but I do know we're in chapter 2. It's Paradise Pond. This is the original, the OG Paradise Pond, and I wouldn't say this is good, but I do have to say it's beautiful and I like it. So it's pretty much just your average pond, bricks going around it, indestructible bricks, I think. I remember. No, okay, these were not indestructible. Apparently you can break these. And so when you break them, I'm pretty sure, yep, it's all, you just see the water just sitting there. And probably the best part about this is that there's chests scattered across the pond, but you also have this king chest with an ammo box. And that was really good. Oh, I do like that we have chapter 3 weapons in creative now. The primal mechanicals were so bad. So yeah, you had the king chest. It was okay. I like Paradise Pond. This is probably one of the best POIs maybe. And so yeah, there we go. Okay, you also have a friendly facility. This is pretty much Frenzy Farm, but everything's scattered. I only have one word for this. Terrifying. Very terrifying, just to look at. Ancient Avenue, again, all prefab. This was one of the best POIs, though, people were saying to me. They liked it. I don't know why. Probably because it was like a recreation of Lucky Landing, but it's still bad. Um, you also have summer steps. There's a tub right here. Where does this go? Okay, this goes to Dusty Diner, so I guess you can't go through this. Okay, so that's okay. So here's sunny summer steps. Um, it's weird. It's a weird shape. This was supposed to be like a park or something, but I guess it just turned out to be this. So you have a river that's literally floating on the ground with like no bricks around it or anything. And there's your rift. And I did like this because one, there's the king chest, and two, it was kind of open. Like when I liked how you had to go down here and all around there. But this probably could have been a bigger POI. And when you look at it on the map, it's just really weird. And Summer Steps, it's not terrible, but it was okay. It was okay. And so yeah, the storm. I didn't know how to work the storm at this point. So it was always just like towards the middle of the island, and the storm would just move and move until it got to the middle point, and that was it. It was just a fight to the death. I mean, it's not the storm, the way it worked, it wasn't terrible, but I like how the storm is in chapter 3, and I'm sure all of you do too. So this is chapter 0 or slash pre-chapter, and yeah, I scrapped it, and I'm glad I did because this is horrible. The good things I will say about it is that there is some creativity in here, like parts of Dusty Diner, Paradise Pond, Summer Steps, and the restaurant in Crazy County. But pretty much overall, this was all prefab, and I do not like it, and that's why I pretty much scrapped it. And I also noticed that there's not any trees around, so like you can only depend on the POIs for mats and stuff. So like there's no trees or anything, and like it's all just open, and it's just bad. So let's move on to chapter 2, pretty much where we got through a full chapter without scrapping or screwing anything up. And so yeah, here is chapter 2 right here. This is where we called it Elemental Royale. This is where I got the idea, because obviously Fortnite is already a thing. So we left off on chapter 2, season 7, I think. I'm not sure. Or I didn't name the seasons, so hopefully I still have those things. I think we went through 7 seasons. But like when I count like how things went in order, like with the elements, it almost seems like it was 6 seasons and not 7. I mean, hopefully this will help me remember. Alright, so here is chapter 2. I honestly say this is way better than chapter 0. I'm gonna get rid of that. This is way better than chapter 0. And so this is chapter 1 actually. I kept calling it chapter 2 for a second. So this is chapter 1. And so, yeah, this isn't terrible, though really, it's pretty much like Fortnite chapter 1. It was pretty much, you had all the different biomes, and it was all pretty nice. There were some biomes that weren't the greatest, and some were actually really well. And, yeah, what I do like about this map, just by looking at it, is that I am seeing a lot of creativity on it, like with all the biomes and stuff. So we're just gonna take a trip down chapter 1 lane. Hold up. I want to see if there's a thing. I don't think there is. I think I may have deleted them or something like that. I think I may have deleted the messages. I think I did. I don't know. But yeah, here we go. Let's go to Dusty Dunes. This is probably the best biome I've done. Here you have the desert elements. And so yeah, this is probably the best one because I think it's probably the biggest. I don't know. Corrupted Corners is pretty big too. But I feel like this is the best one just because of the buildings. It was all handmade, and like it has 2 stories, and it has a unique shape to it, which I also like. I should have put something on the balconies, but that's okay. So this is on the front side. As you go in, it's pretty much just like maybe a waiting room or something, I'm not sure. And so yeah, this was just like the top part of the thing, of the building. And here you go down here, and it's kind of like your old saloon that you have. And I really like this. This is a really nice building. And I actually like it. This is really good. In my standards. So you also have this building. This really didn't go as I expected it to be when I first made it, but I just thought it was good anyway, so I kept it. So it's just kind of like a rundown building. As you see, you have a clock here, and it's going towards 9 o'clock right now. And so yeah, here you also have, it's almost like your little average lounge or saloon and stuff. I also like this building. I don't think it's as good as this one, but it's still pretty nice. And you also have this side plate stairs right here, and you go up there, and you have your like little up top building kind of thing, where it has a pretty decent amount of chests and all that good stuff. And yeah, this is pretty nice. I do think this building right here is better, but this one's still pretty good. And the clock tower, um, this is a this is sort of like a prefab, but it really isn't. I actually made this, but it started to turn out like the actual clock tower that's already a prefab. So I'm telling you right now, it's not a prefab. It's handmade, but it just makes it look like that way because it's so similar. And then, besides the buildings and the clock tower, you also have all the open areas. You have some terrain and chests everywhere, and you have cactuses all over the place, and there's a launch pad, and I think there's a llama somewhere, I'm not sure. But you also have this little cave slash mine. I think this might be the worst part just because of the layout. It's really weird. It should have probably just been a cave. But I do say on the inside it just looks like you're in an actual mine or something. Because the chests are scattered everywhere. And yeah, that's all I have to say about it. There's really nothing much in here, but I do like it nevertheless. And so yeah, this was Dusty Dunes and probably the best POI ever. Now we go into Icy Iceland. This is the ice element. This biome was okay. There really wasn't much on this side besides the weather station, which was an important part of the storyline, but is no longer with us in Chapter 2. And so yeah, just your average weather station, and it's a prefab. I do not like to say that it's a prefab because I feel like that just gives up people's hopes of the map, but like I just can't handle the fact that people may not know about it. And like I just need to tell them, like, because I don't want them to think I made all this by myself and just like live a lie. So and so yeah, I do hear some stuff in the weather station, if you guys can hear it. And so yeah, that's the weather station, pretty decent. Then you have this open area, really nothing at all. I mean, there was ice zombies over here, but I had to remove them like a season later, a year earlier or something. And then you have this is all prefab, besides the snow. You have the big chair, and there's a llama up here, which is really nice. So it's pretty much just the big chair. You go on top and go on the bottom, and there's your chests. You also have little igloos that you can go inside, and it's really cool. And so yeah, pretty much nothing to say about Icy Iceland. If I had to give it a rating, probably maybe a 6 out of 10. It's nothing much. You also have corrupted corners. Um, this is so you pretty as it's when it started, it had 3 Kevin Islands, which I thought was good. Besides it was prefab, but then it like decreased to 2, and yeah. But pretty much the bottom part of Corrupted Corners wasn't really anything. It all stayed the same. So pretty much there were zombies here at one point, and yeah, it was it wasn't too bad of a POI. I actually liked it, and some people even told me it was probably one of those 50-50 POIs. You like it or you hate it. The islands I thought could have been better with how you get around, though I do think this is better than Chapter 0, where you had to, like, get the hop rocks and go down, or, like, use the vents to get up onto the island. You don't have vents, there's no way to get up to the island besides using mats or landing on top of the island, so that was kind of an issue, but overall, I liked it. And I think, well, really, can you go up here? No, you can't. Okay, that's a shame, but still, Corruptigorn is pretty decent POI. You also have this place, right here. It was a landmark. In Chapter 1, I did not have names for landmarks. They were just sitting there, and I felt like it just made the map feel empty and not have, like, enough locations, so that's why I decided to add names to landmarks in Chapter 1 or 2, or yeah, 2. And so yeah, this is pretty much a recreated version of Paradise Palm from the OG season or chapter, but yeah, pretty much the recreation. I do think this is kind of a worse version of it, but it still is beautiful and has a lot of loot. And yeah, I really like it. It's pretty decent. This one here, Whispering Woodland, I thought was pretty bad because it was all just like trees. It did have cabins at one point, though I had to disable them for memory for new seasons and stuff. And so now that it's at this state, it's pretty bad. When I had the cabins, it was okay, but now that it's like just really bad, it's horrible because it's all just trees with chests scattered. I think it's pretty bad. Probably my best creations besides Dusty Dunes is probably going to be this little mine in Whispering Woodland. It's pretty much on the edge of the map, so yeah, you have to be careful of the storm because you could get swallowed by it in a matter of seconds when it starts moving. But overall, I liked this. This is what your average mine should look like. It still is kind of a weird shape, but I thought it suited. And besides, it was on the edge of the map. This had really good loot, actually. I really liked it. So you could go inside the mine, you could go on top of it using mats. There's this little slope here that you could go on top, and there's chests on the top of the mine, and there's this little area here. This was a really good POI. I'm glad I made this. This is a 10 out of 10. Okay, so now you have the Volcano. This was season 3, I think, after the ice element. Because the way the elements went, it was ice element, fire element, corruption element, desert element, and this apparently Whispering Woods I decided was going to be the nature element where it's like all grassy and jungly and stuff. Hint toward next season. And yeah, I feel like I'm giving it away too much, but it's okay. So here you have the volcano. This is a landmark. I don't know. I think it deserves to be a landmark. I should have named it, but I don't know what I would have given it. And so you have chests on here, chests on top of the rocks. The only problem with this is, if you're gonna go up on the volcano to get these, you could either like slip off and like land in somewhere and get stuck, because this has happened to a lot of people and stuff like that, because like you could actually get stuck, and sometimes these were too steep and you had to like do some work to get up there, and you did take fall damage if you didn't land on this little air vent right here. So that kinda made it kind of bad, because like it was just in the middle when it should have been everywhere. But at one point the volcano did open up, and you can now go like at the bottom of it. There's a chest here and a llama. And yeah, I feel like this is decent. There is a few problems with it, like with getting stuck and taking fall damage from going down, but you also had this pool of lava, which also was really cool. So yeah, I give it maybe a 6 out of 10. It was okay. Now you have Polluted Ports, which used to be Polluted Pond. Very important part of the storyline. This is where the expedition was. And as you can see, they are way more vast and military this time. In Chapter 2, all they have is their own building. So if you don't know what the expedition is, they're an organization that tries to save the island. And when anything goes wrong, they never give up. So pretty much this was their home ground. This is all prefab. Sorry. Well, actually, besides this is actually not prefab. So this part right here wasn't a thing. It was polluted pond at first, so you did have this warehouse and this warehouse, and you did have like a little tube that connected to another room right here. But then when the volcano came, it cut off this part and it got destroyed, and then next season after that, it got like totally deleted. And then I decided to delete the pond. Well, really no, I decided to scratch off the pond a little, like half of it, and then make half of this. But I felt like it wasn't big enough, so I took off the whole pond and made this whole area. And I do feel like this is better than the pond because the pond, it was pretty much just on the edge of the map, and it was really bad. And this llama right here, I decided to put it all the way over here so no one would find it. That was probably too secretive. Probably should have put it like maybe right here. Too obvious, but hey, the stuff in chapter 2 is always too obvious. So yeah, if I was able to make a live event, like if Creative 2.0 was here, I would have, so that way the island would actually make sense. But I couldn't. So this is Polluted Ports slash pond, and yeah, I like it. So yeah, now you have the main part, which is the void, and it was good at first. This used to be Happy Homes, but then when the last season came, which is where we are right now, it took over all of the middle island and took over Happy Homes, and now it's all in ruins. It destroyed the watchtower, the best landmarks of chapter 1. And so I didn't think this place was bad. It was kind of like Corrupted Corners, 50-50, whenever you liked it or not. So you did have the rifts back again. Whenever you go into each of them, you just spawn at the other one randomly. And the problem I do have with this, though, is that Happy Homes really isn't destroyed. The floor just changed, and like on the outside, it's all just trees and spare, which I thought was okay, though I wish I made Happy Homes destroyed and stuff. And over here, you have the Chapter 1 0 point that lifted up out of the ground and is now exposed and eventually exploded. So, Watchtower, best landmark, got destroyed. It wasn't really one of the best POIs landmarks anymore when it got destroyed. Happy Homes, not too proud that it got destroyed, and the rifts, they were okay. There was a decent amount of chests and loot, and overall, I give this maybe like a 7.5. It was okay, too. Really, all of Chapter 2, or slash 1, ugh, I can't speak. Pretty much all of Chapter 1 is really good. There are some things that I'm not too proud of, but most of it is very nice. And so we also have our first live event. I had it with a few people. I tried inviting some others, but they wouldn't join. So I was with like maybe 6 people, and it was a voting system like with season 8 and chapter 1 of Fortnite. So you pretty much, the 0 point wasn't out yet. I think we were in the fire element, maybe? I'm not sure. Or no, we were, Dusty Dunes had already appeared, and this was right before season 7 came with the void. So right here is where the vault was, and when the event started, it took over. You went into the vault, and you went in and decided what you wanted to vote for. I don't remember what was in there, though I know that the dual pistols won the votes. And the hunting rifle almost won, but the dual pistols liked it. But I guess some people like the dual pistols more. And so the dual pistols won, and there are some special chests, like this one right here. Because as you can see, it has a little bit of a different design. And all it gave you was dual pistols. No heals, no nothing. I don't think that was terrible, though I think I could have put in something other than the dual pistols. But yes, season 7, I think, or 6, I don't know. This is where the void came, and yeah, the map eventually exploded because the 0 point was too unstable, and the expedition, they couldn't do anything about it. And so when the island exploded, we all went into the abyss, and they took us to Chapter 2 Island, which is where we are right now in Chapter 2 or 1 season, or no, Chapter 2 season 4. God, there's a lot of chapters, and I get confused with the Fortnite chapters and this chapters. So, that was a heck of a long video and a lot of talking. So please, I would really appreciate if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate that. And so yeah, I will see you guys next time. Thank you for taking a trip with me down memory lane, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day. Peace out.